that, we'll go on to our House Ranking Member, Representative Williams.
After all the heavy lifting's done on this committee, these guys show up. Unbelievable. Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you very much, both of you, for being here. Just a few questions. I read the op-ed, or scanned the op-ed that you enclosed in the packet from the Hartford Courant, and listened to your testimony, and what I'm gathering here is that, and please correct me if I'm misrepresenting your position on this, but you're sort of saying that this is going to happen. We accept that this is going to happen, but we need to keep in mind that we need adequate funding for problem gambling awareness if these things are going to happen. Is that correct?
Yeah, and the thing that happens needs to be done in the appropriate way with the proper understanding of what's involved and whatever is possible to mitigate problems and to prevent underage gambling. So that's a very important piece of it, not just the additional funding.
What strikes me as interesting about that position that you take, and I say this respectfully, is that you've sat here and told us, and you advocate on these issues often, about how bad gambling can be for those who have a problem with it. And I don't see, I'm in my 5th term here in the legislature, and I don't often see organizations come to us and say, what you're about to do is really bad, but we're not going to oppose it. And I guess I'm asking you, why are you conceding that defeat? Understanding that there's a lot of people on this committee and throughout this legislature who are, to say the least, very skeptical about online gambling. A lot of people who are poised to oppose it, and I seem to be getting from you that you're not opposing whatever proposal may come forward, just advocating for more funding. And why is that? Why are you not opposing it?
Well, we're not opposing it because we're, for several reasons. One is we're an affiliate member of the National Council on Problem Gambling, and that is their stance. To be an affiliate, you need to be neutral about basically whether or not legalized gambling should occur. We do not specifically say don't do it, but we provide enough information that would cause some pause for people who were not informed before and possibly assist some people who are skeptical about the proposal to do something about it. But it's not our business to, we would lose our credibility. There's enough folks saying, okay, well, you guys are too cozy with the industry, so you're not credible. Or they're saying that you're not cooperative enough with us from the industry. And we've had that said before. So, you can't exactly please both sides, but we think that our mission is better performed with more success, more credibility, if we take the position we take.
I certainly respect that and certainly respect your expertise in this field, but rarely do I see an organization come to this building. For example, we're going to have a fight over the Sunday sales of alcohol. The Package Store Association, presumably as they have been for the past 30 plus years, is against the Sunday sales of alcohol. You're coming to us in a different way saying, far be it for me to understand how the affiliate organizations work and that sort of thing, but you're coming here saying there's some real risks here. That people can become more addicted, that there can be, crimes committed, people lose their homes, et cetera, et cetera. But go ahead and do it anyway. Just give us more money.
I didn't say go ahead and do it.
Well, you're not saying don't do it.
Well, the other piece of that, though, too, is what we are saying is, well, number one, we haven't seen a bill yet. So we have no idea what's included in any bill that may be coming forward in this legislative session. But the other piece is we are saying that really good safeguards need to be in place. So we're not arbitrarily saying, oh, yeah, we're going to be thrilled if a bill comes before. But if there are not really adequate safeguards that are in place to help with the underage or the problem gambler, and there hasn't been some research done on that part, then we're not jumping forward and saying, oh yeah, this is good, or that we want to move forward with it. And that we should be a piece of some of the conversation regarding those safeguards. That it should not just be the government and the gaming industry, that the experts in the field of problem gambling should be participating in anything that comes forth or comes onto a bill.
Yeah, I understand. It strikes me that, there's a lot of people on both sides of the aisle here in this building throughout the state of Connecticut who are very concerned about the implications implications of going forward with this, having the state be a partner in and profiting from online gambling. I personally am more concerned about the fact that this is not really a gambling issue so much as an economic issue. My concern is more, why are we building an economy around gambling? Gambling does not need to, gambling should sort of be an extra from my perspective, not manufacturing once was the driver of our economy, and it seems like in many cases we're moving towards, other entertainment type venues with which to finance our state government.
As a citizen, I'm not in favor of this much dependency on gambling funds. It's an easy way for the government to get some funds as opposed to waiting a long time to grow the business sector,
right,
or to risk taxing even further. So, but it is on shaky grounds to continue to depend on gambling funds, because eventually it's going to be tapped out. There's just a certain limit, and the research shows that an extraordinarily high percentage of the revenue that comes into state governments is from people with a gambling problem. And this is in Sweden, it's in Australia, it's Canada. There are studies that show that, anywhere from 30%, if there's 5% of gamblers in the population, 30%, 40% of the revenue comes from problem gamblers. So you have to realize that and make provision for trying to reduce that number of problem gamblers. Also, I'm concerned about another thing that may be happening. The director of the gaming division under the Department of Protective Services has resigned after a year. That's a key position in monitoring gambling issues. My sense, I don't have concrete information, is that that position is gone now because it's not going to be filled because of the budget problems, like other positions that are vacant. I'm concerned that the field representatives from that division that had gone out into the community to monitor charitable gaming sites to be sure that it was fair, that division, that section of the division has been either abolished or positions not filled. So you can't go ahead and continue to seek revenue and then either not fund problem and underage gambling adequately or take away positions and not refill them that are central for monitoring gambling.
My guess would be that I don't know how this all works, but my guess would be if we were Mohegan Sun and Foxwoods were to sell bottles of water like the one that is sitting in front of you from Mohegan Sun, rather than the bottles of water like this or giving them away, that all these things might be able to be adequately funded. So